Alright, this is going to be a video about some easy loading and various loaders for 223 cartridges. First of all, as you know, there's a lot of different manufacturers of magazines. There are the standard metal type cartridges, this one being a Colt. There are key mags, which is right here, plastic. This one has a window so you can see up to 30 rounds. There are thermal 30 round. This one has no window. Pretty inexpensive, but pretty nice heavy duty. This one's called CAA, which this is a Tavor for dark earth Tavor, and you can see, even though it says IWI, CAA makes the Tavor magazines. And if you look, I mean, there's no question about it. They're identical, and so point of reference. There's Magpul as well, which I don't have any here. This is pretty much, this is really close to a Magpul. These come in the plain solid ones, they come in the window ones, and they come in this one, which has no window but actually has a counter, which is really cool, a countdown, so you can see exactly how many you have. The instructions show that this was to have one at the bottom, but there must have been a problem with it because it only has it on the side, which is good enough for me. One thing that the CAAs have, which is a full indicator, the ones with the window have an indicator. That little white thing will pop out when it's full, when it's at 30 rounds. So even though it doesn't have a counter, it does come out. Now, one thing I've done, because my self-defense ammo, wartime ammo, whatever, I do not want to shoot at the range. So I've got quite a few magazines, and what I've done is, so I know what's in there, I keep them emergency use. I have taken the sticker from the box and very easily put it onto the magazine. And I can see at a glance what it's loaded with and know exactly. Now, this is below the part that of course goes into the gun. You don't want to put it up here because then it can jam your gun. If you for some reason want it off, this is very easy. I can pull it off in 1 second. In fact, this one I didn't put the tape on good and it's already kind of coming off. So, you know, it can be pulled off very, very easy. But it at least allows me to know what I've got loaded in each magazine. This one's Australian Outback, 69 grain 223. This one's 5.56. Anyways, let's get to the point here. This is the 223 from this. The main two loaders I'm going to go over are one's made by CAA. That's this one right here. They sell for about 25 bucks. And the other one is made by Butler Creek. This is not the case for it. This is the loader for a different type of, but comes with a yellow package. That is this one. They're made in Israel. So are these. They're both made in Israel, but two different companies. I do have a preference. I'm going to show you how each one works. So let's go over this one first. This has each magazine, whether it's metal or plastic, has a notch here that locks it into place in your gun, and it also allows for these loaders to lock in. So once that clicks over, until you lift it, it locks in. These are made for metal, okay, and made for plastic, or whatever you call them, and as you can see, it locks on there. So the way this one works is you lift this little gadget up. This is the CAA. Drop the bullet down and push. As you can see, it clicks down in there. It is in the magazine. So when you drop another one, click. It saves your thumbs, and you can see how quick, how fast loading this. Well, every once in a while you'll get one that acts a little weird. Just make sure it stays locked down. And that's one thing I want to talk about. The only thing with this one is sometimes it will come unlocked. This is the CAA. Also, there's no way with this one to take these out. Okay? The Lula seems a little bit better constructed. Comes with a little lanyard hole and a little keychain type device. Fits better, and as you see, you just drop it in and you go back and forth with the lever. A little bit easier to work with than the other one. Okay, oops, sorry. I'm about to show you. Sorry, I'm not doing it wrong. Okay. No, it's clicked in. Okay, there you go. It's hard to do if I'm looking at the camera and looking at this. Now, the cool thing about the Magpul is if you want to unload them quickly, you basically just click it back and forth. Okay, I got bullets all over the floor, which I'll pick up. But you can see that the Magpul will not only load but unload. Fits tighter than the CAA, and it's probably about the same cost as the CAA, maybe $5 more. There's nothing wrong for emergency or an extra one to have the CAA, but the Lula is made much better, stays much tighter onto the magazine, and you just click it once to load it, and then unload, you just turn it upside down as you saw, and unload it that way. Plus you can tie this to something so you don't lose it, to your range bag or your belt or something. Plus you can push this lever down for your pocket or for the range bag so it's not in the way, and just push it back up to use it. And it works the same way for the metal as well. I'll just do a couple of those. You'll see that you just basically drop it down. And then pop it off to get your magazine. That was a metal one. As you can see, it works the same. So, for my preference and best bet, get the Lula for the M16 AR15, made in Israel, anywhere from $30 to $35.